Season after season, many fans, including myself, groan at all of the incoming unnecessary twists that stop the natural flow of the game and somehow screw over our favorite players every time. But if we're being honest with ourselves, not every twist is bad. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that Big Brother has actually come up with a few solid twists that shake up the game in a fun and captivating way. Maybe they're few and far between, but they still exist, and I haven't forgotten about them. So, today, we're going to take a look at some of those twists that I personally really enjoyed and thought added a lot to the season. Consider subscribing if you aren't already, and without further ado, here are 5 Big Brother twists that I think should come back.
This is a good twist.
Yo, baby!
Kicking things off, we're going back quite a ways. Back in Big Brother 6, it was announced that there would be some veto competitions that could result in nobody winning the power of veto. It's okay if you don't remember that, because it was only a possibility in literally one veto competition, and the criteria in which nobody would win the veto was so improbable that it was practically a guarantee that somebody would win it. But it got me thinking. This was actually a really fun idea. With the right rules in place, having the threat of nobody winning the power of veto could be a well-balanced roadblock in the path of easy backdoors. I don't think it should be every veto, as I do think the backdoor can create exciting TV moments, but oftentimes a failed backdoor is a lot more exciting than a successful backdoor, and this would add another way in which a backdoor can fail. An easy way that this could be implemented would be in vetoes with points. Either have a certain threshold that crowns no winner if nobody scores a certain amount, or be cheeky, and if there's a tie for first, then nobody wins the veto. Maybe this could be easily gamed to just help the majority alliance out, but I think it could be a lot of fun, and I'd like to see it be experimented with more.
This summer, some games could result in no one winning the power of veto.
Nice twist, nice twist.
If no one scores any points, there will not be a winner to this veto.
Up next is one that I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like, but I don't care. I think the split house twist from Big Brother 24 has a lot of potential to produce some all-time rounds of the show. Yes, if we look at it results-oriented, then maybe it's not such a good twist, because it's the week that ripped Joseph from our hearts and almost kickstarted Kyle's reign in the house. But if we look at the twist in a vacuum, I think it can work really, really well. The split house twist took place at the final 10, and as the name suggests, it basically split the house in half, with 5 players on each side. Each side of the house would play their own faux final 5 round while being completely isolated from the other side, and the week would end with an eviction from each side of the split house. Because of the nature of how the final 5 works, so much of this week comes down to the competitions. But because of that, it serves as a way to help the players on the outs and potentially give them a way to take a shot at the majority alliance. Does it hurt the integrity of the game? Maybe. But I don't watch Big Brother because of its integrity. If I did, I'd be watching the wrong show. At the same time, I don't think that this is extremely game-breaking. A good player should have no problem navigating through this twist, even if they don't get lucky with how the numbers pan out. Another part of this twist that I like is the fact that the 2 sides of the house are completely isolated from the other. Because of this, nobody actually knows what's happening, or if things are going as planned on the side that they're not a part of, which increases paranoia and stress in the players, and that results in more fun for us viewers. Even if it doesn't help out the players on the bottom, and instead the majority takes control of both sides, then it just speeds up the begonging process and brings us that much closer to when the majority alliance will be forced to target their own. So, most ways that I slice it, it only looks like good outcomes to me. And you know what? I think the outcome we got from Big Brother 24 actually wasn't that bad. Was it heartbreaking when we saw Taylor's reaction to learning that Joseph was evicted from the other side? Absolutely. But emotional moments like that are what makes Big Brother so good. I want to see the emotional impact that comes from these situations, and I think the split house can help give us more of those moments without completely breaking the game wide open. So it's a twist that I would definitely like to see come back.
Get ready for the split house twist. There will be 2 games simultaneously and separately. These 2 groups of 5 will have no contact for the entire week.
The door opens and I see Alyssa, and instantly I know one of the leftovers is gone.
Sorry, guys. It's like I couldn't even hug the guy.
Up next, we have another fairly recent one, and that's the High Rollers room from Big Brother 23. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I really liked the concept of the High Rollers room, and I think it could be perfect with a few tiny tweaks. For 3 weeks, the viewers at home got to vote on their favorite house guest, and the players with the most votes would receive the most amount of BB bucks that they could then spend in the High Rollers room to try and win power in the game. I particularly liked this aspect of the twist because it was a way for us viewers to try and reward our favorite players and decrease the chances that someone we don't like wins the power. And while yes, I get that it takes away some of the integrity of the game, I don't care that much when it's not super game breaking and it helps my favorite players. In the High Rollers room, the players could choose to spend their money and try to win that week's prize, or they could hold on to their money and save it up for next week's better prize. And that's a fun, classic risk versus reward scenario. The changes I would make to the High Rollers room are that I would get rid of that roulette wheel that randomly put Xavier on the block, but really, that's it. I think the coup d'etat power, the coin of destiny was actually quite balanced because you had to earn lots of BB bucks, save it up until that last week, win a competition, and even then it came down to a coin flip on whether or not you would actually receive the power. Overall, I think that this was a fun twist that spiced up the game a little bit without getting too crazy, and I would be happy to see a variation of this twist come back.
House guests, welcome to the High Rollers room. You all have the opportunity to gamble for greatness.
I'm going to play.
Up next, we have one that's not necessarily a twist, but I'm going to make an executive decision and say that it counts. And that's when Big Brother switched the order of the week twice, where at both the Final 6 and Final 5 of Big Brother 4, the Power of Veto competition was played before the nominations. At first glance, I thought that this was a really neat idea, and it was actually what kickstarted the idea for this whole video. But eventually I realized that it actually makes the week so much more straightforward and boring, because you can just nominate the veto holder, force them to use it on themselves, and then just nominate whoever you want in their place, basically acting like a guaranteed backdoor. So, Ethanimale, why bother bringing this up in the first place if you realize it's not a good twist? Great question. You see, while I don't like the idea of having the veto before the nominations as a general idea, I actually love the execution of specifically the Final 6 version. The competition brought each house guest into the diary room and asked them a simple question. Will you put everyone in the house other than yourself on peanut butter and jelly for the rest of the season in order to win the power of veto? If everyone said no, they were asked the same question but for a smaller amount of time, and this would continue on until someone eventually said yes and won the veto. But also, the winner of the veto wouldn't be revealed until after the nominations. In order to win this veto, you practically make yourself the enemy of the house because you make the rest of their lives worse so you can have some power. And that's always a recipe for fun. Now, the reason that this variation works so well is because the veto holder doesn't actually have to tell anyone that they have it, which in theory gives the HOH less information and doesn't just give them the easiest week ever. On top of that, this veto comp actually makes sense to have before nominations take place. If someone knew that they were on the block, they'd obviously be incentivized to accept the first offer they get in order to win safety, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the whole thing. But by not having anyone on the block yet, it becomes a true test to see which players feel that their life is on the line and how willing they are to throw the rest of the players overboard just to keep themselves safe. It definitely still has its flaws, and it's by no means perfect, but I think it's worth trying again and seeing how mad the house guests get at whoever won and put everyone else on slop.
For the first time ever, someone will compete to win the Golden Power of Veto before they even know who's on the chopping block. The Golden Power Veto could be yours, but if you take it, everyone in the house will be on a peanut butter and jelly diet until the end of the Big Brother game.
I don't think I'm going to accept it.
I do not accept your offer.
So I'm not going to accept it.
I am going to decline the offer.
I don't accept.
I'm going to decline.
1 week of peanut butter and jelly.
No.
Not even for a week.
Nope. Decline.
I reject your offer again, Julie.
That offer I will accept.
Everyone but the veto winner will be on a peanut butter and jelly diet.
It sucks, man.
Rob, you alright?
No, I'm not. Pissed off. I know who was too. Pisses me off. Because whoever did it didn't need it. Really thought it was June.
To end things off, We're going back to Big Brother 6. The last twist that I would like to see come back is admittedly something I'm altering a fair amount, but bear with me. The twist in question that I believe should 1,000,000,000% come back is the secret room twist. We saw a secret room in Big Brother 6, and we saw a variation of the secret room in Big Brother 18. And guess what? Watching the players figure out how to get into the secret room was captivating all the way through both times it was implemented. Having this reverse escape room treasure hunt is one of the most fun things that Big Brother can incorporate, and even though I thoroughly enjoyed both past iterations, I think they can do better. Big Brother 6's secret room was the home of some sweet luxury prizes as well as just being an extra bedroom, which is cool and all, don't get me wrong, it just didn't impact the game very much. Big Brother 18's room actually did have a game impact, however it was totally random, as every player that found the secret room would receive an envelope with an equal chance at earning a safety advantage. So there was actually no benefit to finding the room first, and it was more so a novelty, as every player eventually figured out how to get in. So, if this twist were to come back, I would make it very similar to how Big Brother 18 did it, where it was a puzzle that had to do with the theme of the house, and the clues were on the wall and had to do with the elements around the house guests. Then, whichever house guest is the first to crack it would receive some sort of power. Nothing game-breaking here, but maybe like a medium-level power. Honestly, I think something like Tyler's Cloud Power app from Big Brother 20 would be a perfect power to hide in the secret room, as it would keep said player safe if they used the power correctly, but it wouldn't be too overpowered and give that player a giant advantage in the game. Really, at the end of the day, I just think the concept of a secret room is incredibly cool, and it pains me that Big Brother has only done it twice. Although, now that I'm saying it, maybe it's because it's only happened twice that I think it's so cool. So maybe Big Brother actually knows what they're doing.
Hey, what room is that?
I knew there was another room in this house.
The bedroom's beautiful. Congratulations, you have discovered the first clue to the secret room.
Everything was written backwards. I had to put it up to the mirror to read it. It kind of looked like Donald Trump's bedroom or money room.
And there we go. In a perfect world, Big Brother would only ever implement exceptional twists, but unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. However, Big Brother has proven that there are, in fact, good twists out there, and with a little bit of tweaking, I think you can morph a solid amount of past twists into something decent. It's almost a guarantee that we won't see all of the twists I listed here come back for another season, but even if we got 2 of these, I would be a very happy camper, and I hope you agree. If there's a twist that I left out that you would want to see come back, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I, of course, need to give that extra special shout out to all of my YouTube members and patrons for being a really good twist in my YouTube career. And, as always, here's a clip for you on your way out.
Ever since I've been in the house, I've been eyeballing this poster in the Tokyo room. The word secret is written in green. The word departing is written in green. I think I'm onto something. Lo and behold, Flight 211 to Paris is now departing. I'm looking at this white little plane, then boom, it says call Paris. Let's call Paris.
Congratulations. You have just discovered the secret destination. By your feet, a door will unlatch to a tunnel.
Oh my.
Where do I find myself? Boom! Paris!